Okay, before I watched this yesterday, I had 2 big glasses of wine. Because it was so...
You just had to calm your nerves.
Yes. So, do you like watching scary things, or what's your relationship to like scary movies?
I do. I love scary movies, and I see them so much that I'm a little bit jaded. It kind of takes a lot to scare me now. So I like throwing on a scary movie and going like, okay, come at me. Let me see what you can do, you know.
So what do you find most scary? Like the things that you don't see, that you think are there, or the things that you actually...
I think it's more the things that you don't see for me. I think it's more the psychological horror. I think it's when things just get under your skin. It can be something as simple as the music, you know, like that can be scary, or the way silence is used. You know, I find it really fascinating the way that something can kind of play with our minds, that you don't even know what's happening, but you feel something foreboding within you.
And when you're playing someone that's scared all the time, you kind of have to feel scared too, I guess, as an actor.
Yeah.
Do you think about scary things, or how do you get into that kind of mode?
It's tough. You know, I'd say it's one of the hardest things to kind of manifest, because, you know, when you're doing an emotional scene or something, you can kind of draw something from your memory, but not many of us have been in a situation as scary as what Michelle is going through in the film, and I certainly haven't. So you do kind of have to use your imagination a little bit more, you know, and actually put yourself in the situation and think about the way that you would react. And sometimes I have to, you know, I have to do things physically, like to get myself ramped up to just be in that kind of heightened, hyperventilating kind of state.
And you had to do that for a long time.
Yes.
During the whole filming, you had to be scared.
Yes.
Is that like emotionally exhausting?
It is, yeah. It's kind of emotionally and physically draining at the end of the day, you know, just keeping yourself in that heightened state all day long for such a long period of time. But it is fun too, you know. It's a fun. It's certainly not boring. I'll say that.
So, as an actress, I've asked a lot of people about this. Do you prefer scaring people, making them cry, or making the audience laugh?
Oh my gosh. I want to do all 3 in one movie, which I think this one does, you know, amazingly. I don't want to choose. I want it all.
So do you believe in supernatural things, or what's your relationship to that?
I'm sort of, I guess, a skeptical, open mind, if that makes any sense. I definitely think that a lot of things are possible, but I'm not one to jump into believing anything right away. I like to hold back a little bit on it.
And then, which one of the 3 of you would be the first person to lose patience in a cellar, you think?
Oh, out of the 3 of us, real life
Yeah.
actors? Oh my goodness. Oh, I think it would be a competition of like who could be the most even keeled, you know, because we're all incredibly easygoing. So I think it would be, yeah, like I don't know who we'd probably play a game of like who can make somebody snap and see how long it takes, because I didn't see either of them snap at all.
And you're very patient.
Yeah, I'm a pretty patient person. It takes a lot. But I'm sure in that scenario, I mean, that's a lot. So if there's anything that could get me to snap, it would probably be that.
I guess as an actor, you have to be patient because there's so much waiting
There's so much
around.
waiting, and there's so much, you know, that's out of your control. You know, there's a lot of just like stand here, go over there, talk to this person, that. So, you know, you have to be willing to just sort of let things slide off your back.
Okay, last of the fan questions. Mary and John are supposed to believe that real evil comes from outdoor. But do you believe that slow, hidden evil builds itself within their own 4 walls if you're forced to be among each other every day?
Wow, what a question. Well, I think that's exactly what the movie is about. I think they really hit the nail on the head. I mean, the tagline is monsters come in many forms, and that's what the film really plays with. You know, it's the monsters within all of us, and what's worse, you know, the monsters in the outside world or the monsters in each person. And I think that, you know, that's something for the audience to kind of decide when they see this movie, you know, which is worse for Michelle, being in this bunker with these people, or sort of testing her fate and seeing what lies beyond.
So what scares you the most these days? Just like in general, what is a scary thought for you?
Gosh, I guess, I guess I'm to the point where, I'm afraid of like not reaching my potential, as a person, and not growing and continuing to grow as I get older and learning. I don't know, that maybe sounds really pretentious, but that's kind of, that's a current fear of mine in my life.
But you've chosen an occupation, but I mean, being an actor must be very
Yes.
scary. Being scary, just being in front of a camera and doing things, and being scary of not knowing when the next job is going to be there.
That's always scary. But I guess for me, I've been doing it since I was a kid, so it's so a part of my life that's not so scary to me. It does get like a little bit scarier as you go on. You start, the more stuff you do and the more, films that you do that are on a bigger scale, you worry about like, are you going to be able to keep that up? And are you going to be able to keep working at that level? And so those are all those fears come into play. But at the end of the day, this is what I do, and it's what I've always done. So you just kind of keep trucking.